Right now, we are living in some serious times. And as Americans, I repeat, as true-born Americans, black, white, or indifferent, the time has come where we have to stand together, side to side, back to back, shoulder to shoulder, and eye to eye. First and foremost, as Americans, we stand for liberty and justice for all. Right now, our American children are crying out for liberation and liberty from an injustice that has gone on for far too long. Everybody's tired of it. Our elders are tired. Our parents are tired of it. Our children are tired of it. Our men and our women are tired of it. Don't matter if you're white, black, or any shade. If you're an American, you have to be sick and tired of it. Now, the truth of the matter is, as a people, we have come to a fork in the road. A point in the road in where we can continue to let the old rotten ways of our behavior continue to corrode our lives and our children and our future, or we can stop pretending and acting like we too set in our ways to be more mature, compassionate, and beautiful to each other as Americans, to make good for all our sakes. Right now in Baltimore, our people are in terrible conflict. Our law enforcement and civilians are going through insurmountable strains and pain because another young American was killed while in police custody. And although this is not the first of this kind of atrocious incident, but this time we have struck the head of an ongoing injustice that has gone on too long. Now one of our beloved cities is at disgusting odds with each other. When no matter the anger, pain, denial, or hate, at the end of the day, this issue has to be resolved swift and just between us. Our law enforcement have to take the high road on this one, on the basis of their training, professionalism, and their oath to serve and protect American citizens and guests. Our law enforcement must show compassion and seek forgiveness, because if our citizens are not safe in your custody, then we have a most serious problem. These incidents of police killing our own Americans stems from a nasty, infected defect in policing, which has caused law enforcement to fail and continuously kill Americans, then turn around and be indignant to falsify and cover it up, reflecting your own disregard for the law. Much less to ask civilians to respect the justice system that mainly dispenses injustice and disrespect towards Americans, no matter the ethnicity they may be. When we look at the truth of the matter, we must see how a long history of terrible incidents has happened throughout the years. These vicious incidents, desecration of American Constitution and human rights, has produced a deep fear and distrust for law enforcement, to the point where if an officer was only giving me a ticket, I would be in grave fear of my life, because 99% of the time, when we engage in any interactions with law enforcement, it's a matter of life and death. It just ain't gonna be good. Sometimes I'm even afraid to call them for help. We live trying to avoid law enforcement at all costs. It's like you hunting us with a lust to kill us. or turn a small piece of the world we have upside down. As an American, I don't see how you expect me to sleep good tonight, knowing when I wake up tomorrow, an officer can just throw me on the ground and kill me, and nothing to come of it in the end. As an American, I refuse to live in fear for anything, much less my own law enforcement. Law enforcement, your professionalism has to find a better and safer way of approaching Americans, upholding every right of our great Constitution. For if you're not the front line of defense of civilian Constitution, then I guess I gotta create my own bucket list. Tell you what, I propose a challenge to law enforcement for you guys to promise to not kill any more Americans. Police more safer somehow. Let's get some nets. Oprah, we need some nets, Oprah. After all said and done, law enforcement, our civilians in cities are only going to be as safe, depending on how safely you police in our areas around our elders and children, our wives and our families, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, our friends, our mistakes and errors on a long road to trying to be a whole lot better than we are today. Right now in Baltimore, our civilian American brothers and sisters are in so much pain, and the core of it is they don't want to have to wake up tomorrow or any day hereafter in constant fear of police confrontation being a matter of life and death. So take the challenge of something. Let's get it right and ensure our American citizens in Baltimore that when they wake up tomorrow, the killing is over. And they no longer have to worry of such ever happening again. Right now, you're declaring martial law and walking the line on our own Americans as if you have no connection to their anger and pain and void of any compassion of their fears. You're so bent on trying to extinguish them when the Constitution declares you protect them. This is the same enforcement bullying that the young brother met last week, which sparked this outcry. Now you want to enforcement bully them on national television. But you can take a consensus of poll from coast to coast, up north to down south across this great country. Before Americans start walking in the direction of Americans lawfully killing Americans, I just don't see that as being true American blood. And I don't see that getting us anywhere under God.